Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for team. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, so for our first card, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what a way to start this off. Okay, now with the Five of Swords, whether it's upright or reversed, the main thing I associate with this card is sneakiness. So, are y'all being sneaky, huh? And if you're not being sneaky, you definitely need to take a look around at who is, okay? So, but seeing how this is the card for Aries, it definitely makes me wonder, like, are y'all, like, trying to rock the boat? Y'all being sneaky? Okay, so, typically there's always sneaky behavior with this type of card, so this could be you having sneaky behavior, or perhaps for some of you, you could be dealing with sneaky behavior from others. Okay. Now, a lot of times gossip can come up with this card. So, again, are you gossiping, Aries? Or are you the object of gossip? Because if, there's pretty much no gray area. It's either you're gossiping or or someone's gossiping about you. Now, if gossip happens to be an issue and say you're on the receiving end of gossip, this is definitely the type of energy where you definitely want to jump in, clear it up, get to the truth of the matter. You don't have to sit there and keep banging the same drum, but you definitely need to address it when you hear it, clear it up. Some will believe, some won't, but as long as you speak the truth, that's all that matters. Okay. Now, for some of you, this can definitely indicate a potential legal type of lawsuit, potentially for some of you, or this could be indicating just a particular type of situation that could be causing emotional problems for you. So, sneakiness, potential gossip, potential lawsuit, difficulties, issues, or just a situation that is causing emotional problems. Sometimes loss can come up with this card. It's not necessarily a huge traumatic type of loss, but there's always a chance for loss with this card. Or, shall we say, an unethical victory can be part of it as well. So, I mean, take a look at this card. It's pretty graphic. You got two guys literally duking it out. You got this chick back here just staring at the sun like, I'll let these boys figure it out, Hey, but yeah, conflict. So, it's clarified by the world in the reversed position. So, the world in reverse is definitely not a traumatic type of card, but it is a card of us repeating a particular pattern over and over, and we're preventing ourselves from getting that self-actualization that we actually need. We're blocking ourselves from our karmic rewards. Now, I'm pretty sure that the world in reverse came up for you guys last month. I'm not sure which particular position, but I feel like it came out last month too. Okay, anyway. So this card is definitely about us repeating a particular pattern, a behavior. We keep doing it, and like we're expecting a different result. Now, that's kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result. And so this is the world card definitely calling you out, saying, hey, we can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It doesn't work out like that. So perhaps maybe if you guys know what particular pattern, what particular behavior or attitude, whatever it may be, that you be repeating. It could even be the types of choices that you're making. Whatever it is that you're repeating and you're making a pattern out of it, check yourself, Aries. Come on. I know y'all can do it. But check yourself. Don't be afraid to call yourself out in the mirror. You know, because we really want to bring this card to the upright position. And in order to do that, we got to check ourselves. We got to call ourselves out, and we have to take personal accountability. And we got to stop doing whatever it is that we're repeating, because it's keeping us from moving forward. We're not furthering our growth and development because we're continuing a behavior that is just not good, or a pattern or whatever it is. We're doing something that's not productive or good for us. So we really we need to call ourselves out. We need to fix it. Don't feel bad. We all have these moments. Okay, so this will be the circumstances. So we have the King of Cups. So typically this is the king that's a humanitarian. This is the king that he's very emotional, but you would never know it by just, looking at him, because he is so cool, calm, collected. He is emotional, but he keeps it very well hidden. And this makes him very good with counseling. Or, perhaps maybe you're good at giving advice, or maybe you have someone in your life that's good at giving advice. Typically, this could be a Scorpio, but this could be a Cancer or Pisces as well. Or we could just be dealing with the overall energy here. And overall, this king, he really wants to understand and help. He's very compassionate. He wants to do humanitarian type of work. So he's really good at dealing with like the super rocky emotional side of life. So this guy's like really good at dealing with those emotions, which makes him a very good counselor, or someone that's very good with giving advice. He's also very kind and devoted. He's also an introspective type of person as well. He can be a great leader in religion, or even in the home, because all of the cups, these are definitely about our home and our home life. And but he's got this emotional nature. On the surface you don't necessarily see it, but it's there. Okay, so it's clarified by the Ten of Wands. So this is very oppressive, mentally and physically oppressive burdens. This is too much for any one person to carry, and perhaps maybe you guys have been carrying around a very heavy load. But let me tell you, this is just too much for any one person to carry for, an extended length of time. You might have done it for quite a while, but, there's coming a time where you're just going to have to be like, yo, I can't do it. This card is like calling you out, saying, hey, you really need to prioritize, okay? Because you're going to have to drop some of these wands so you can deal with your own things, your own priorities. You got to get your life together. And a lot of times with this card, there is a tendency for us to take on the burdens of perhaps maybe a friend, a family member, maybe even a significant other, someone that we care about, okay? Someone that we would care about. And perhaps maybe we've taken on their burdens. Maybe you're doing it because you just want to help. But at the end of the day, it can end up hurting you more than it helps. Because with this card, there's like 2 irons in the fire. And there's just too much to handle. You can't carry this load for long, and you shouldn't have to. And so this is definitely that call where you've got to drop some of these ones. Pick and choose which ones you want to continue to carry on, but you can't keep carrying every single burden that you're carrying. Right? It's just too much. You're going to have to throw some of it down and just, walk away from some of it. And like I said, a lot of times there can be a tendency to want to help, a family member or a friend or whoever it may be. But while I admire that you want to help, you don't want it to hurt you, okay? And it can, because there's 2 irons in the fire here. Now, this could be you feeling this extreme burden, okay? And wanting to help, or this could be somebody else that's trying to help you. So, this will resonate with a few of you. Some of you could be trying to push your burden off onto another person that could be, very good-hearted person that just wants to help. And perhaps maybe that's a pattern you keep repeating. Like I said, you can't be afraid to call yourself out. It's never too late to fix it. Now that's going to resonate with a few of you only, okay? But it had to be said. And if you watch my readings every month, then you already know. I'm going to put it out there. I can be a tactless bitch, excuse my French, but it's not that I'm trying to be tactless, because I just can't filter myself. If I filter myself, then that screws with the intuition, and I'm sorry. I can't be a cookie cutting tarot reader. I can't sugarcoat things for you. But it seems that Aries and Sagittarius, y'all seem to embrace me. Well, at least I ain't got to worry about you guys. Okay, so this will be our focus. So we have the Nine of Wands. I'm pretty sure you guys had this card last month as well. So this is definitely that card of you are prepared to handle any and all hostility, adversity, whatever it is. You're on the defensive. You're like ready, like come at me, bet. I will defend me and mine. Now this could be you're defending perhaps yourself, your family members, your friends, maybe even your beliefs, maybe your values, whatever it may be. You are definitely standing on the defensive, and you are prepared to battle if you need to. Because if you see, he's got this wound across his head, and this is just symbolic of he's already been through battles. But look, he's got a bleeding wound. He's like, you think that's going to stop me? I'm still standing strong, and I'm going to keep defending. Ooh, okay, so it's clarified by the Empress. So for some of you could actually be defending a mother type figure, maybe a female, doesn't have to be, but that is going to resonate with a few of you. Some of you could actually be defending your love life, your finances, because the Empress is definitely about a harvest. It's about the harvest is in, and damn is it good. So, a lot of wealth can come with this card. So some of you could be feeling like you got to be defensive at work, or in the home life, or in your relationship. Could be a romantic relationship, could even be a platonic relationship, could even be a familial type of relationship. For some of you, this could be about the birth of a new project, a new idea, and maybe perhaps you feel like you need to defend yourself in regards to that. For a few of you, this could indicate that, there could actually be a physical birth of a child that could have already happened or soon will happen, or, sometimes this card could indicate a pregnancy, so... But if it's not that, again, the birth can be a creative type of birth. But overall, this is the card of harvest, and it definitely appears that we are defending. And like I said, for some of you, you feel like you're defending your mother or a mother type figure or a woman in general. This is typically a card of supportive women, having supportive women around you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be women. There could be supportive, nurturing males around you as well. We see these cards, and a lot of times we automatically assume that it's male, female. It doesn't have to be. Just like this person right here, whoever this represents, this could be a female. And the same with this, it doesn't necessarily have to be the mother. This could be a father. In this day and age, there are fathers that have to be the nurturer. Okay, so this is your recent past. I feel like this card came out for you guys last month too. Okay, moving on. Alright, so Queen of Coins. This is our Queen of Finances and Material Items. She is the one who has no problem with teaching you how to accumulate wealth. She loves to teach others how to earn and how to make money. For some of you, this could be a mother type figure. That's a possibility. For some of you, this could be indicating you. Or this could be indicating someone in your life. Or this could just be indicating in general that you are focused on growing finances and becoming successful financially, so. And it's clarified by the Four of Coins. So this is about us definitely getting that financial security and stability. Typically with this card, one does have to work their ass off to get that money. And a lot of times with this card, people can take you or perceive you as being selfish, stingy with your money. And it, for some of you, you might be. And for some of you, it's not necessarily you're selfish. It's just you had to work your ass off to get this secure, financially secure area. And so you're not going to be like, oh yeah, here, free money, here you go. Oh, you want this, you need this, oh, here you go. No. We know how hard we had to work to get what we got. So we're not just going to hand it out like, like, here you go, so, people can automatically just be like, you're being selfish, you're being super stingy. And like I said, for a few of you, you might be. But then for the rest of you, it's not that you're being stingy, it's just, what you had to do, what you had to go through, the amount of hours you had to put in, the amount of energy and time that it took for you to build up that savings, So you're not just going to hand it out, You had to work your ass off for it. Okay, so this would be the present, the here, the now energies. So we have the Justice card in the reverse. So this could be an actual injustice for some of you. You could have been through a situation in which you feel like it was unfair. Maybe there was a decision made that was unfair. Sometimes there can be bias, discrimination, sometimes even racism. I hate to say it, but that, it is what it is. I call it as I see it. So now, sometimes this can indicate that perhaps maybe there was an unwise decision made, that, you could have made an unwise decision, or someone could have made an unwise decision regarding you. Sometimes this can just be indicating the unfairness of dealing with this system. Sometimes this can indicate that the system is straight up corrupt, It could be a corrupt judge, a corrupt lawyer, a corrupt prosecutor, and I could keep going on and on and on. There could be issues of bias and, again, discrimination. Or, things are not being looked at the proper way. Everything's not being considered, and sometimes there are certain laws that are not really justice, I mean, typically I always bring up a particular situation that a few people I know have been through. Like where I am in the state that I am in, there is this screwed up law when it comes to houses, rent to own. Sadly, I've known a few people that have done this, okay? And they were literally a month away from paying it off, or a couple months away from paying it off. And then the person who was selling it to them finds the dumbest reason to kick them out. And so then they end up in court. And they're like, look, the days, this months away from paying this house off. Don't you think it's a little funny that, all of a sudden now this person has a problem with me or something I've done? It's crazy stupid, but yet, guess what? The person who owns the house, they're going to win. And even though this person that has rent to own the house and they're literally so close to paying it off, they get screwed. Now, if that is not injustice, I don't know what the hell is, okay? But yet, the law was actually followed, but that's just a screwed up law. And unfortunately, we have a lot of those within our system that they're not really justice. They're really not. Sometimes I think this justice system just needs overhauled in a huge way. Because it ain't always justice, let me tell you. Okay, so it's clarified by the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands, this is a very positive card. This is a card of us. This is first and foremost a card of change, but it is a card of very positive change. This is where we receive opportunities. Sometimes this can be job opportunities. Sometimes this can be opportunities to go travel or to go on an adventure. Sometimes this can be a change of residence. But whatever it is, whatever these changes are, they're positive changes. So, change of residence, kind of funny. I bring up that story in regards to homes because I feel like that might actually resonate with a few of you. But yeah, I mean, injustice. So there's some sort of change opportunity that was presented to you, and perhaps maybe it did not work out. Perhaps there was an unwise choice, maybe on your part, maybe on another person's part. So it could have kind of gotten in the way and blocked it or delayed it. Yeah. And just let me tell you, because every time I see justice in reverse, this just makes me want to remind people, look, yeah, the justice system can be messed up. It can be corrupt. It can be screwed up. Okay? But let me tell you, karma never comes in reverse. Karma's the bitch that never sleeps, okay? So trust and believe that if somebody has done you dirty, they will get theirs. Now, some people are like, well, this person's done this. I ain't seen them get no karma. Well, you're not living their life. You don't know what they're going through because they're not going to share their battles all publicly. Not everybody's going to know. Some people keep things secret. Because trust me, I've seen people that's like, how in the hell are you not miserable from all of the nasty things you've done to people? But yet, we ain't living their life, okay? A lot of people tend to keep that secret. They put that face on, like, I'm okay, my life is great, but really it's not. None of us get out of here without paying, okay? That's why it's good to treat people how you want to be treated. Now, some people don't like it when they get treated the way they treat you. That's just a little forewarning, but it's the truth. Not everybody can handle it, but we should treat others how we want to be treated. Just like, you want to be respected, we should respect others. And if they refuse to respect us, well, kick rocks. Bye-bye. I mean, we find out real quick who needs to be in our life and who needs to be shown the exit out of our life. So sometimes it's just necessary. Okay. So this will be the near future. So we have Temperance in reverse. So this card is about us having a lack of tolerance, a lack we're being impatient. Now, with the Temperance in reverse, this definitely indicates that our emotions are making our decisions for us. So we are out of balance. Our emotions are like in the driver's seat, so to speak. And then our emotions are making our decisions and our choices for us. And sometimes this can be, bad. So we definitely want to be using our intellect, our logic, with our emotions when making the decisions, but this definitely indicates us being out of balance. This is also a card of, being impatient. I want it now, or like I wanted it last year. Now, this is a card that I always have to say, slow down, smell the roses. Take the time to admire some beautiful roses, to smell them, to admire the beauty of them, because when you actually take that second to stop and admire something for its beauty, for its fragrance, for whatever it may be, we can actually end up finding an opportunity, or an opportunity can find us when we slow down. But when we have this card in reverse, the tendency is to just go, go, go. It's like we want to steamroll right over everything and everyone, because we want to get things done. Now, this can be bad, especially if you have to work with people. Like, say, if you're self-employed, have your own business, or even, working for someone else, but say, you have to work directly with customers. Yeah, let me just say your patience will very much be tested this month. And your tolerance levels. A lot of times there is a tendency to not want to hear customers or clients out, and we can kind of develop a bit of a bad reputation for being difficult to work with or to work for. Yeah. So a lot of times, this card can bring, say, even potential coworkers that try to voice their opinions or their concerns. This could be customers, this could even be, a friend, a family member. It could be just about anybody. But we need to be careful because we really need to try to hear people out and see things from their point of view. Now, the tendency is to be like, no, I want to keep a foot on the gas. But in reality, we need to be having a foot on the brake. Because again, like I started out with, we need to slow down and smell the roses because there are hidden opportunities in this card. And if we're speeding through everything, we can make mistakes. We can ruin relationships without even meaning to do so. We can also kind of put a damper on our own reputation. So, just do your best to try to hear others out and try to see their point of view. And if you find that you are, just rushing through things, just try to slow it down because you'll be amazed. An opportunity could come your way, but you're not going to know if you just keep being impatient and trying to speed through everything. So don't let an opportunity get missed, okay? Okay, so it's clarified by the King of Coins. So this is the king that you definitely would want to take financial advice from. This is a man that not only knows how to make money, he knows how to make wealth, okay? So And he has no problem in helping and teaching others how to do the same for themselves. Typically, this type of guy, he could be a banker, he could be a broker, he could be a veterinarian, he could be an entrepreneur, business owner, corporation owner, CEO, big business. This is a man that knows how to make money. He knows how to make wealth. Okay? Very good. But we need to be slowing down, be patient, be tolerant, hear other people out, but slow down and smell those roses, because some of you could actually run into this opportunity the moment that you slow down. Maybe some of you are just feeling rather impatient because you want that. You want to have that financial success, wealth, security. And maybe you're just tired of waiting and you're being a bit impatient. I get it. I get it. But, when we rush, we can make mistakes, we can overlook things, we can cause ourselves more problems. So, yeah, we just need to try to slow down. I mean, do what you feel is best, okay? At the end of the day, do what you feel is best. But, I give advice, but, ultimately, you guys know what's best for you. So, do you. Okay. So, this would be the position of your attitude. So, we have the Ten of Cups. So, you guys are definitely focused on that family happiness, family contentment. This could even be personal happiness and contentment within the home life, or this could be about, happiness and contentment within our family and our home life with our family. This is also like our happily ever after card. So it's like good marriage, good relationship, good relationships with our children, This is definitely our happily ever after card. It is the card of contentment. Ouch. Okay, so it's clarified by Three of Swords in reverse. So this would definitely indicate that you guys have been through a loss that you are healing from. Okay? And this was probably within a relationship. So the pain is not as bad as it was initially. You're healing from it. This could have been a separation, a breakup of a relationship, romantic, or even a marriage. This could even be a friendship, but more times than not, I do tend to associate this as a relationship type of card, but it doesn't always have to be a relationship. This could be, a friendship. Now, this card can also speak of third-party situations, so unfaithfulness can come into play. That'll resonate with some of you. But overall, this is the card of heartbreak, and we're healing from it. So, you're healing from the heartbreak that you had been through, and it seems like now you guys are definitely more positive. You're looking at it like, hey, I can have happily ever after. I can find my personal happiness and contentment, and I can have that happy family life. So for some of you, there could have been a reconciliation. There could have been an apology that came in from someone that hurt you. You have accepted the apology, and you could be moving forward. For some of you, perhaps maybe there was an apology, but you were just like, I think I've had about enough. I'll, move on, but thanks for the apology. But overall, this is still us being focused on getting our personal happiness, our home life happiness, our happily ever after. Again, like I said, a lot of you are probably going through a reconciliation. Someone probably apologized for something that they did that was hurtful, and now we're back on track. Okay, so this is how other people see you. So we have the Queen of Wands. I typically associate her as Leo, but Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm going to say this is Aries. So, Queen of Wands. So, She is very, very confident. And again, this is probably more about the energy rather than the gender. So, if you're a male watching this can be indicating you. It doesn't mean you're a queen, okay? So, all right. Now, she is very, very confident. This woman is definitely got that commanding type of presence. So when she walks into a room, people automatically look. So they, you not even want the attention, but there's just a commanding type of presence. So whether you want to be the center of attention or not, it's like somehow you get it anyway. Now, the beautiful thing about this is this woman has the ability to create new directions, new paths. So it could be like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what type of job I want to work. This is what type of relationship I want. So she literally verbally speaks this to the universe, and the universe complies and makes it happen, and then opens up that direction or that path for her, because she is very good at manifesting. And this is definitely indicating that you guys are good at manifesting. Again, it doesn't matter, male or female. This is indicating that you are good at manifesting what you want. You have the determination to see things through. If you really, really want it, you can have it. Okay, and it's clarified by the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, this is a card of being released from, say, a mental prison that we created out of fear. This could be indicating that we've been released from the self-imposed restrictions that we had placed upon ourselves due to our fears. And a lot of times with this card, especially when it's in the upright position, we have a super hard time trying to make a decision because we are so full of fear and we are completely restricted by the fear. And so the indecision is just absolutely insane. We can't seem to make a choice. So when it's in the reverse, this definitely indicates that we are released of that fear. We are no longer being controlled by fear. So we are able to make our decisions without them being fear-based. And that's actually a very, very good thing. Very good. Because you don't want fear, especially when you're manifesting. You don't want fear getting involved, because fear alone can block you from receiving the very thing that you're creating, the very situation that you're creating. Now, another little something, that on occasion, rarely, this can indicate someone that has been incarcerated is released. So that will potentially resonate with a few of you. But for most of you, this is about you being released from your own fears, from your own mental prison that you made out of your fears. And your confidence has now returned because you know that ultimately you're in control of your destiny. Okay. Hopes or fears? We have the Ace of Coins. So this is us being given a new financial start. And it's beautiful. So I'm automatically going to say this is a hope, because who doesn't want this new financial start? Who doesn't want this, new source of income, new direction to go in, new job, whatever it may be, new project? Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So we got the Strength in reverse. So the Strength in reverse this is where our fear is getting the upper hand, because if you see, the tiger is now at the top of the card, and the tiger is representative of fear. So this shows fear has the upper hand. So this is what we don't want. This is what we want. This is what we don't want. So don't let fear creep back in, okay? It's just that fear. Fear will paralyze you. It will keep you in the same spot. It will screw you. Trust me. Don't let fear creep in, okay? Sometimes you just gotta literally scream, get out of my head, you know? And I ain't joking either. Sometimes you gotta police your thoughts, you know? Especially if fear keeps creeping in, it really doesn't help us. It can make the situation worse, and we don't want to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's where we're basically dreaming up the worst case scenario, and then it happens. We don't want that. No, thank you. We are good on that one. Okay, so this is the final outcome. So, Page of Swords. Here we go. So, this can definitely indicate that there is a need to look deeper into a situation, okay? This is a card of third-party information, secret information, spying. This is also a card of sometimes we can receive disappointing news. Sometimes this can indicate that there's going to be delays in our plans, but there is definitely a need to take a closer look because there's more than meets the eye to a particular situation. Okay? There is more than meets the eye, and you need to look deeper. This card I associate with, it's kind of like flight away from a dishonorable act. So, it's a page card, so I kind of normally associate this with a young child, teenager. So this can be like a don't tell mom, but, flight away from a dishonorable act. It's like don't tell. So there's always a tendency for some secretiveness to be occurring with this card. Sometimes straight up deception. But the upside here is the Page of Swords is very, shall we say, very inquisitive. And the desire to speak is so great that, someone's not going to be able to keep their mouth shut. But there is ultimately a need for you to look deeper into a situation and the meaning to a situation. And it is clarified by the Five of Swords. So, oh yes, this is a card of straight up deception, you guys. Damn it, who the hell is stupid enough to lie to y'all? Ooh, not cool. Okay, now again, keep in mind that you could be on the receiving end or the giving end of all this energy, okay, for the final outcome. Now, the Five of Swords, I always call this card the asshole that is spoiling for a fight, okay? This is the type of person that they don't just want to they don't want to just rock the boat. They want to sink your damn boat, okay? This is the type of person that they don't care. They want to hurt you. They want to hurt you. This card, there can be theft that comes up with this card. Sometimes this can be stealing away someone's actual items. Sometimes this could be someone stealing your energy, your opportunities, whatever it may be. There can be some sort of theft where someone takes something that does not belong to them and they're doing it to start trouble. They're doing it to be an asshole. This person wants to fight. They want to fight. There's a real rebellious nature to this card here. This can also indicate selfishness and, the breaking up, the severing of ties. So this could be within a relationship, romantic or platonic. This could be a friendship. This could be a relationship with even a family member or a business partner or a coworker. You know, this can play out in so many different ways. But there is a severing of ties, a breaking up. This can represent an unfair application of power, disgrace, degradation. Again, this card is very, very sneaky. Okay? Now, in the reverse position, yeah, that's sneaky, but this is real sneaky. Like, this is sneaky, sly, cunning, like we can coerce others out of something, you know. This is deceptive actions. You know, this could be manipulating other people. It could be manipulating other people, or it could be manipulating a situation to suit your own needs or to suit their needs, you know, because again, you could be on the giving end of this or the receiving end of this energy. This can also indicate developing a bad reputation. So again, you know, could be on the giving end or the receiving end. Unethical victory, destructive behavior, self-sabotaging type of behavior. But unfortunately, it's not just the self. They desire to take someone else or a few someone else's down with them. So, I mean, yo, this energy is definitely intense as hell. And, whew. And this card also causes me great concern because legal complications can come up with this card. And the fact that we start out with Five of Swords in reverse, we're ending with Five of Swords. In regards to this, we need to look deeper into a situation and the meaning behind it, or the news, the disappointing news that comes along. We need to look deeper into it. Possible legal complications. And then we got the Justice card in reverse. I'm totally not liking this vibe, so we're putting some crystals here. Woo, okay. All right. Yeah, be careful. Be careful. I mean, I know y'all can hold your own. I ain't got to worry about that at all. It's just, God, who is stupid enough to mess with Aries? Okay, so for the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, with this card in the upright position, as we had it, it's very positive. It's a card of definitely getting those positive opportunities, those positive changes. Yes, that's where it was, right there underneath the Justice card. In the reverse, this is a card where things are being delayed, things are being postponed. Perhaps maybe you're waiting on messages, they're not coming in, they're delayed. Maybe there's a message that's not being delivered correctly, maybe. Things are just disorganized and chaotic. You know, sometimes this can indicate that things are just a hot mess in the home life, in the work life, in the office, whatever it may be. This card can indicate personal conflict, okay, within the self. This can also indicate jealousy, insecurity, vulnerability, self-doubt, very argumentative type of energy, and narrow-minded. Yeah. So, some of you could be feeling this particular way, or maybe some of you could be fearing that you might be feeling this way. You don't want to feel this way, but you fear that it might happen. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, to clarify, we have the Queen of Coins. So, yeah, self-doubt, jealousy, insecurity, vulnerability, argumentative, things being a hot mess. This would definitely be regarding your finances and your financial stability. Man. So that definitely makes sense. So to me, it definitely seems like that's what you're defending. Money. Maybe even a mother. Wow. This is crazy. Okay, so as I was getting ready to Start laying out the clarifying cards. This little booger fell out. So this is a good card. This is a card of our wishes being fulfilled. We have a wish, and this is saying wish granted. But maybe for some of y'all, there's just some crazy jealousy that you got from other people because you're getting what you want. And so this can attract enemies, unfortunately, because why? Because they want to be a hater. They're mad that you got something they don't. It's not their time, it's yours. Shoot. Okay, I got some love oracle cards. These are for the Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are single. Now, for those of you who are not interested in the love oracle readings, don't check out just yet, because I do have some affirmation cards here to... This is the positive, this is the good tarot, okay? And it puts everything in a good, positive tone. It gives you affirmations that are very positive and reaffirming. And I had 4 fall out, and so stay tuned. If you don't want to hear the love part, I get it. Maybe fast forward. But you definitely want to hear these cards. Okay. Again, this is for the singles. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So, yeah, those of you who are single, someone new have come up on the scene, and they're stirring your feelings. So, you're definitely thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Kind of like double dutch. Should I jump in? Should I? Okay. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And that's very true, because with this card, we need to have faith. The moment that we let fear get in, that's the moment that drama starts popping like crazy. So we need to have faith. And we need to trust that everything is happening as it should. Don't let fear creep in, okay? And then the last one for the singles is you deserve love. You are lovable. And this is very true. So for some of you, maybe people have told you you don't deserve to be loved. You're this, you're that, you're awful. You don't listen to that nonsense, okay? You are lovable, and you do deserve to be loved, okay? So don't listen to that negative crap that people have told you or tried to program into you, especially as a child. You are lovable, and you do deserve love. So don't listen to the negative crap. Okay. So this will be for the Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are in a relationship or married. So first one is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Yeah. Oh, okay. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Oh, okay. Yeah. That seems to make sense. Oh, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So for those of you who are married or, in a committed relationship, you could be experiencing some difficulties within your relationship, and it's because of finances and career. Perhaps maybe you don't have enough time to spend with your significant other, and they might be feeling like you don't care, but just try to take, a time out, try to make, schedule in some time where you can take your significant other out, for a little while, whether it's to a movie or, go on a picnic or, walk through the park, whatever, even if it's only minutes, if you can take that time and, honestly discuss your feelings, have that heart-to-heart conversation, let them know that you do love them, that, hey, I am super busy, I am working a lot, I am trying to get our finances better, but, that doesn't mean that I don't love you and that I'm not thinking of you, because that can go a long way to keep a relationship good. It's when we just expect the other to just figure it out without us verbally saying it, that can cause a lot of problems. So, okay. And we're going to move on to these cards here. So, for the first one, and I will be reading from the book because let me tell you, I can read the tarot like the back of my hand, okay? I've been doing it for over years. But to put it in a positive, affirmative, affirmation way, yeah. I got to memorize this book, so for now, I'm going to read from the book for now. So the first one is Nine of Water, so this is like Nine of Cups, the wish come true. Okay. Dreams come true, wishes fulfilled, completion, enjoyment, contentment, and achievement of desire. It is right to say no to what isn't right for me. And now is the time to experience wishes fulfilled. The sweet harvest that came about from seeds I planted. I drink in the aroma of successful endeavor, take pride in hard work and achievement, and savor the satisfaction of a job well done. I deserve to pause and acknowledge all I co-created, and I do it joyfully. So that's very positive. And funny how Nine of Cups fell out when I was getting ready to lay the cards out. And this one came out as well. Okay, so the second card is the Chariot. Everything I have worked for, including the obstacles I have faced and overcome, is now part of this time of victory. I have learned to see all aspects of life as essential to growth. I have fallen, but now I am risen again to live freely and truthfully, fearlessly and skillfully. Oh, the Aries card, Emperor. Authority. Following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have the strong confidence that this card suggests. Dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are also highlighted at this time. And then for the final, Ten of Earth. Material abundance, mastery, financial security, inherited wealth, and knowledge. I am now able to step back and observe the results of what I built through dedication and hard work. I claim ownership of the castles I built that have taken form in the material world. I have achieved mastery and inherited treasures of knowledge and experience, thanks to all I have been through. I smile appreciatively at my run of good fortune. So even these cards speak of good fortune coming for you guys, but clearly somebody's gonna be jealous. So it is what it is. Be careful, but just shine right now, baby. Okay, it's all about you guys. You're gonna be successful. The money's gonna come in. It's your time to shine. Okay. There's gonna be haters, and you know what? If we ain't got a hater, we're doing something wrong. That's how I look at it. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next month. So I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.